There are reports suggesting that Jose Mourinho wants to return as manager of Manchester United. Now, this is a song to anyone who is supposed to be making that decision. Move on, girl, move on. Go find another lover. Move on, move on. Go find another lover. We are not Chelsea. We are not Real Madrid. We don't keep going back to our exes. I mean, when we move on, we are done. Welcome to the United Hotspot. My name is Webb, and here are my three major reasons why Manchester United should not bring Jose Mourinho back. Now, guys, don't get it twisted. I am one of those people who don't think Jose Mourinho failed in his during his time at Manchester United in 2016 to 2018. He won the Europa League. He won the League Cup in his first season. He also won the Community Shield. I don't know whether you rate that. That's rated by Arsenal, I think. But United, okay. Then we finished second in his second season. That's behind Pep Guardiola's Man City. But by his standards, that is failure. But considering the things we later came to learn about the rot at Manchester United from Cristiano Ronaldo and later on the Glazers in their own admission admitting they have been mismanaging football, selling 25% stake to Sir Jim Ratcliffe, meaning they surrendered the football issues to Sir Jim, who is now in charge of football operations. I think the guy did well. He did so well. That could have been his most successful spell as manager, considering the factors around him. You can only compare that to the time at FC Porto. So I don't think he actually did bad. But for me, the first number one reason I think we should not go back to Jose Mourinho is he is not the kind of manager Manchester United needs now. Manchester United is in a situation where we need to rebuild this club. We need to create a new culture, a new identity. Now, Jose Mourinho is not the manager to do that. Jose Mourinho is a winner. Jose Mourinho is a manager who comes in an established entity and helps it win titles. Do we want titles right now? Of course, some impatient supporters will shout, "We are Manchester United. We should be winning titles in and out." I don't think you expect to win titles during the rebuilding process. I think you should expect to not to be relegated, not to be bottom half, to stay a top club, but as you build and rebuild, and you rebuild yourself to become a title-winning club. Now, Jose Mourinho is not that manager. Man United needs a builder, not a winner. Jose Mourinho is a winner because when Sir Alex Ferguson left, we had the money to go for all these guys with profiles and so-called winners. And I hear people keep talking about this experience thing, and it just bothers me. I'm like, we've signed the most experienced managers after Sir Alex Ferguson, but we've still won nothing. That shows you it's not about experience. This club needs rebuilding. Now you need a manager who can build the club. Is it Jose Mourinho? If it were up to you, would you go for a Jose Mourinho who let go of Lukaku, who let go of De Bruyne, of Mo Salah, these players who turned out to be world winners, the guy who was ruling out young players? I don't think he's the manager. But also, even by character, Mourinho is just about winning titles. His most painful spell as manager was at Spurs because they sacked him before a final because he didn't get a chance to win anything with Spurs. It hurts him. It's about him and winning. So that's one. That's not the manager we need. Mourinho, the special one, is becoming the frustrated one. Take your frustrations away from Man United. Take it away. We don't need you. We loved you then, not now. So for me, Mourinho is a no. That's reason number one. Reason number two, guys, let's be honest. The guy is 61. Now, don't give me that whole age is just a number talk because you won't get me started with that. Age is just a number. What are you talking about? The guy is old. He's old. He's too old. The best managers today are in their 40s and a few in their early 50s. For a manager, that's okay. The man is 61. Jose Mourinho should be moving on to national teams now. What hasn't he achieved in club football? He has won anything and everything with any club, big, small, average, all sizes. What does he still want to come back to Manchester United? To satisfy his ego and go down in history as the man who revamped Manchester United? Can he even do it? No, I don't think. For me, we deserve such a guy, an old guy. Imagine Jose Mourinho coaching Kobe Mainu. What is he going to tell him? The boy is 18, Jose is 61. He is his great grandfather. Well, not that he can't coach young players, but that's the reason why maybe he's struggling now. Jose Mourinho is an old school manager managing kids, millennials, and when we rebuild, we will focus on even younger players than Kobe. So for me, he cannot be the guy to lead our rebuild. Now, finally, my third reason, guys, we are Manchester United. We are a traditional club that needs to have an identity. And what do I mean by an identity? I mean, we must have be identified with a manager. For example, when you think about Liverpool, you think about Jurgen Klopp. When you think about Manchester City, you think about Pep Guardiola. Think about Arsenal, you think about Arsene Wenger. Think about Manchester United back then, you think about Sir Alex Ferguson. Jose Mourinho, you either think about Chelsea because he was there for two spells, very successful spells, but also he's a journeyman. He's all over the place. He's everywhere. He's a money maker. Do we need a money maker? Man United needs a traditional manager who is going to be there. Who is going to be there as we build an identity as a club to identify with that manager who is going to be there for at least 6 or even 8 years. I don't know that it's Eric Ten Hag, if Ineos feels so, in Ineos I trust, but it can't be Jose Mourinho because Mourinho is all over the place. He's not identified with anything. He's not, it's about him. With him, it's about him. So for me, that's very important. So that's my third reason why we shouldn't think about bringing back Jose Mourinho. I would actually rate Jose Mourinho as number one among the managers who've had post Sir Alex Ferguson. I would put him number one ahead of Eric Ten Hag and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Not because of us playing the greatest football, but because one, we won the biggest titles since Sir Alex Ferguson left. The Europa League in his first season, the League Cup as well, Community Shield, but also finishing second in his last season at Manchester United behind Manchester City. So for me, I would give him that. He also made some good signings, including Eric Bailly, who I thought was a good player for us before he got injuries. I thought it was a smart signing that he made. So yeah, and you can give me yours and let me know where you rate him among the managers we had post Fergie. But also let me know of all the managers we've had post Fergie, who of them do you think we can consider bringing back? And it's normal for managers to go back where they were. I'm just saying it shouldn't be the case for Manchester United. We should move on to younger generations and younger bloods. And there have been some young ones in those. I will talk about Michael Carrick, who was an interim. He's still, for me, my favorite to come in at this point in time in the rebuilding phase. I think we need a Michael Carrick. Then, after Carrick has built this club for some years, you can think of these winners to come and win titles if Carrick is not winning the titles. But building, I think he's the guy because all these young kids related well with him and they will definitely have a lot to learn from him. He is a smart character from the way he played, the position he played, how he played it. He's just a smart player. And you think it is seen from the testimonies, all these players, the Scott McTominays, the Bruno Fernandes, the Van der Beeks, all of these players have given testimonies about Carrick. So for me, he's the guy. But back to Mourinho, who was the main point of this video, I'm asking your ratings of him among the top the managers who've had post Fergie. Who do you think we can bring back in the future of all we've had, or should we move on, move on, go find another lover, move on, move on, go find a lover? I don't know that it's only me, but at times I feel like I've got the best vocals after Ara Kelly when I sing. Sometimes I feel like I have such a good voice, but I think it happens with all of us. You feel like you're a very good musician, yet those listening are like, please stop, 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 stop. Okay, I'm not singing again. I'm never singing for you again. I promise. I don't want to disgust you with my bad voice. And by the way, someone was dropped a comment in one of my videos. Someone commented and said we shouldn't think of any manager. All we should do is just save. We should have sold the club to Sheikh Jassim. Move on, move on. Even you, that song applies to you. Move on from Sheikh Jassim.